NFL Week 7 predictions. Filming this right after the morning game, so I don't know all the results. You got the Browns versus Broncos on Thursday night. The Browns so far have showed great defense at times. If they can put it together, they will be a Super Bowl contender. Broncos, after starting off 3-0, have dropped 2 games now and play against the Raiders team. They should win, though it's going to be close. The Broncos, they have a talented group, but they are injured. And the Browns, they have just as much talent, have more talent. And Nick Chubb is not playing in Week 6, and I think he'll play in Week 7. And that duo will just be too deadly for the Broncos of the Browns winning. Then you have the Patriots versus the Jets. Just came off a bye. Patriots play against the Cowboys. Um, Patriots, they just do well against the Jets, and all for the past 21 years, they've done really well against the Jets, and I don't see that changing. The Patriots defense is good and can shut down the opposing team's offense, so I have the Patriots winning. Then got the Ravens versus Bengals, both coming off big wins. Bengals having a 34-10-11 win over the Lions, and then the Ravens having a very impressive 34-6 win over the Chargers, I believe. And the Ravens, they just have been looking very good these past 2 weeks. And the Bengals have been winning games. They don't have the toughest opponents, but they've been winning games and winning them by a lot in these, especially last week. And the Ravens, I just think they do better against the Bengals in terms of their defense. And the Ravens' offense, I don't think the Bengals can stop the Ravens' offense of the Ravens. Then you have the Chiefs versus the Titans. The Chiefs, they haven't done great so far this season. They're beating the football team, but Mahomes threw a couple of picks, and their defense just have not been good. And the Titans, they've been very inconsistent, but I believe in Derrick Henry, and that Chiefs defense will not be able to stop them, so I have the Titans winning. Then you have the Dolphins versus the Falcons. Dolphins coming off a London trip, a loss to the Jaguars. They have not looked good in their 5 losing streak. The Falcons haven't looked great, especially the defense has looked terrible. But Dolphins coming off a London trip and Falcons having a bye after Falcons winning. Then you have the Raiders versus the Eagles. Eagles have had wins. They have had good wins and bad losses so far. And the Raiders, they just fired John Gruden. They play against the Broncos. They have home field advantage, which made it make this game close, but I believe that Jalen Hurts will do well against the Raiders defense. And the Eagles, they just have gotten good wins over bad teams so far, so I have the Eagles winning. You got the Cardinals versus Texans, arguably the best team versus the worst team. I have the Cardinals winning. You got 49ers versus the Colts. 49ers off a bye. Colts coming off a good win, a big win over Houston. 49ers just coming off a bye with home field advantage and a talented team. I have the 49ers winning. Then you have the Giants versus the Panthers. Panthers lost to the Vikings by 11 points, and the Giants lost big to the Rams. These two teams both not looking great right now. Panthers lost 3 straight. Giants are 1-5 right now. Giants do have a home field advantage, and I don't know if Daniel Jones is going to be for this. I don't know if Saquon Barkley will be active for this game. Panthers, they do have some talent stuff, and Panthers can beat teams as they showed early on. They just haven't for the last 3 weeks. And Giants defense is okay, but Panthers, I believe they have a more talented team, so I have the Panthers winning. Then you got the Packers versus the football team. Football team's defense has not been good. They have a lot of miscommunications. Packers, they have Aaron Rodgers, and veteran, should easily see the holes in that football team's defense after Packers winning. You got the Rams versus the Lions. Lions terrible versus the Bengals. Rams a good win over the Giants. I have the Rams winning. Buccaneers versus the Bears. Justin Fields did not have a great game versus the Packers outside of that first drive, and that Buccaneers defense is very tough, even though their secondary is depleted. And the Buccaneers, Tom Brady should do well. He didn't do great last year against the Bears, but he should do well against the Bears defense. And on Monday night, he did well versus the Eagles. I have the Buccaneers winning. They got the Seahawks versus the Saints. Not sure how Geno Smith is going to do, but the Saints coming off a bye, and the Seahawks having not a great line, not a great defense. I have the Saints winning.